YouTube. What a website. This website would go from being made by 3 former PayPal employees to the second most viewed website in the world, only shown up by Google itself. The first video of YouTube was a 19-second clip back in 2005 or 2006, made by one of the founders of the website, titled Me at the Zoo, where he said elephants have really, really long trunks. The first video gathered millions of views over time and is still up to this day. After receiving funding from a website and even Nike uploading a promotional video for someone receiving shoes from them, the website was shown off to be able to be capable of being a public platform, and it showed promise and that it would be able to grow and expand, and it would become a very big place for people to promote their products and their ideologies and all that. Now, in 2005, there was an incident with Saturday Night Live where YouTube would create a program called the Content Verification Program because Saturday Night Live complained about a clip being uploaded from their show to the website and it was infringing on their copyright. Later on, Saturday Night Live actually withdrew what they were saying, and they said, hey, no, YouTube, actually, could you please have this, and could you please promote our lineup for the fall? And YouTube said yes, and this would have proved to become a very, very beneficial thing, and many companies would follow suit, and sponsorships and partnerships would come around from these companies, and it's almost how we got advertising right then and there. After some time, it's about September or a little after that, in 2006, the company Google bought YouTube, which is a very fast and exploding company, for $1.6 billion with a B. A fuckload of money, but maybe if they kept on longer, they would have made even more than that. After years of growth, YouTube kind of began slowing down, and they wanted to increase how much ad revenue they were able to grab from their sources, right? So Susan Wojcicki was made CEO of YouTube, and she was a Google employee who I believe owned a garage, which Google at one point was using as like a home base for a computer or something. And yes, okay, Susan did end up making the company millions upon millions of dollars. She brought in advertisement, and she made the website much, much more advertiser friendly. But with Susan bringing in this money and making it all content or advertiser friendly with the content that was posted, an issue happened. Hypocrisy and censorship would soon arise as a very big issue for how YouTube began running their systems. Sure, she brought in advertisements, she brought advertisers, she allowed people to make incomes from these advertisements, from the TrueView and AdSense programs that Google already had running. But under her rule, she enforced policies that caused very good YouTubers like iDubbbz TV, Filthy Frank, Monkey Jones, so on and so forth. They were struck down mainly for satire and comedic sketches, because before her, so she was actually put in place of 2014, just as a side note. Before that, it heavily relied on the context of the sketch or of the video to see if it would meet with community guidelines, because if it had a context to it or some surrounding plot, it would probably be deemed fine. That's how iDubbbz, Filthy Frank, and Monkey Jones were able to produce their content without worrying about getting struck down or their videos being deleted, right? But after Susan came around with all the guideline changes, they started enforcing it on older videos, such as those 3 content creators' videos. Monkey Jones was just deleted off the platform for quote unquote inciting violence and acts of terrorism over his Elliot Rodger videos, but really he was poking fun at the fact that Elliot Rodgers was a fucking loser and that he was just being a fucking loser. Like, that's really all he was. And YouTube said, no. The video that's totally not making fun of a mass shooter, let's just strike that down. You know, we support protecting the image of the potential mass shooter's image after he's already like dead or arrested. Like, really, YouTube? You want to put this fucking route? You want to take away content that is making fun of an event and making fun of someone who was doing a terrible thing. So right now, if under those same rules, for all the Saturday Night Live people and all the late night show talk hosts and comedians, should they be struck down and have their channels deleted because maybe they made fun of ISIS or some radical religious group across the world, or because they make fun of Nazis? Now should YouTube start striking them down too for making satirical content about them? No, of course they wouldn't. Those companies bring in too much fucking money for YouTube to actually equally enforce their rules and whatnot, right? For Filthy Frank, he got shut down for he had 2 community guideline strikes for his Vomit Cake series, which was it was a comedic sketch with a storyline based around these cakes made of human vomit, and people would eat them at the end or do whatever, right? Thing is, they were comedic sketches, and they weren't there just to purely have shock value and to disgust the viewers. But when someone else does it, you know, it doesn't get struck down. It gets left up, and it gets millions of views, because YouTube only strikes those who they don't like. Because the people who actually bring in the money, or the videos that go extremely viral, they don't get struck down usually. You know why? Because they're bringing in money for YouTube. And I get it. It's a company, but you're a company run by creators. And when you start striking down your creators unfairly and unjustly and unequally, you're gonna have a fucking issue, YouTube. Moving on, iDubbbz. So, if you guys don't know who Leafy is here. Basically, now Leafy was here because he's not on the platform anymore. Leafy would usually make videos making fun of kids or, you know, someone's looks or something. And iDubbbz made a satirical video, which was Content Cop, Leafy is here. The video is now deleted from his channel because it was deemed for violating community guidelines for bullying and harassment. But the thing is, even after that video got taken down, Leafy got left up for a little bit longer. Yes, he did get taken down, but for the simple fact that YouTube is so far up their own asses that they won't take down someone like Leafy, who has at the time had like a couple million subs and a very popular content creator, and they won't strike him down for bullying and harassment. But the second he gets touched, that a couple years later, fucking YouTube is like, I don't know if making fun of another person who's making fun of other people should stay up. And it's like, because someone made a joke at a bully, the principal is gonna take down the jokester. What the fuck, YouTube? And then we get into, ooh boy, hypocrisy of YouTube. This is gonna be the last 2 or 3 paragraphs I have last 5 paragraphs I have written down. So we're about a little bit over halfway, maybe. YouTube's hypocrisy. YouTube strikes down comedy sketches sometimes for inciting violence. Like the Gokanaru video, the death of H3, where they said that H3 was being hunted and was being killed, but he was never like shown to be killed, and also it was a satirical video. It was a comedy sketch. It had nothing to do with actually killing Ethan Klein. So things like that with Gokanaru, that's taken down. They didn't even fucking show any blood, gore, anything. But videos like Live Leak are left up. You know what the fuck's on Live Leak? Uncensored police body cams, people's heads getting crushed like a fucking watermelon under a big truck's tire. That shit is fine because it's considered news and politics. And when, let's say, someone talks about some radical religious group or some terrorist organization, right? Those people are taken down for even talking about terrorism or some radical group. But those radical groups, for a while, there was a Japanese Nazi group who was allowed to post their content, but people who talked about them or people who, like Monkey Jones, who made fun of people who are saying bullshit and who are fucking losers, Monkey Jones would get taken out, but YouTube, no. Even after Monkey Jones gets taken out, as far as I remember, they leave the real fucking Nazis on their platform. Nazis. The people who killed 6 million Jews, killed their own disabled people and retarded people. What the fuck, YouTube? I don't get what it is, but here's an even bigger, way more recent hypocrisy, right? Logan Paul in the suicide forest. So, probably 2017 to 2019, around there, in that, like, 2-year range, you know? YouTube put a video on trending by one of their golden children, Logan Paul. The video was left up monetized for, I don't know, probably a couple days. So this guy made his money. He made his money's worth, right? Logan Paul was in Japan, and he traveled to a suicide forest. And what do you think he saw in the suicide forest? Yeah, he said a really sad thing. He saw a dangling body. He had left it uncensored on his video. And, yeah, it was a pretty fucked up moment to see, you know? It was Logan Paul just, like, not poking fun, but making a really big scene. Like, a normal person, a reasonable person, puts the camera down, he calls it quits. Most people will be like, we're deleting the footage, this is not getting out, we're gonna go tell the authorities that this was here, and we are leaving, and we are gonna take a day off or something to, you know, get into a better mood or something, right? But no, not Logan Paul. Woo! Let's upload this shit to YouTube, baby! Children, the demographic of children I have are gonna fucking love to see a dangling body. Yeah, this is gonna make me millions! And guess what? You know, you would think that people who have a little, like, fake CGI blood or gore in a comedy sketch, or someone like Rucka Rucka Ali, or Ali, they get fucking struck down, or they get community guideline strikes for the comedic sketches, because it has, like, fucking fake blood or, like, ketchup packs, or spraying each other in ketchup instead of actual blood. No, they wouldn't strike them down like they do other people who, you know, aren't making the website maybe as much money as they'd hope. But they put Logan Paul's Suicide Forest video on the front fucking page of, like, the biggest videos of, like, that week or that couple day timeline. And they deem it just fine. And you know that someone watched that video at YouTube and said, let's put that on the air. Let's put this video of one of our golden child. Let's not give a shit about the rules, and let's just post it to trending. Because this seems reasonable. Because when it comes to trending, they have to, like, on their own review the entire video and upload it manually. They had a YouTube employee watch the video and upload it. Or not upload it, but put it onto the trending page. And YouTube just... Like, what the fuck? You put a dead body on your trending page when you're supposed to be anti-gore, anti-violence, anti-harassment, and all this shit to keep the website squeaky clean for the fucking special snowflakes who can't handle reality sometimes. But again, going back to the comedy sketch and the hypocrisy part, but someone makes a joke that's a little too edgy, and they're stricken down from YouTube forever. And their channels are just deleted. These people are losing their dream jobs because they make a slightly edgy joke, and other people fucking get away with it. Does YouTube not know about the shit they do, and do they not review what they do ever? Does no one else remember the fucking Daddy05 situation where they literally were allowing child abuse to almost reach 1 million subscribers on their platform? And they had nobody, like, go, maybe, just maybe, we should not have actual fucking child abuse on our platform. But the people who make comedy sketches, or the guys who are making fun of bullies, or making, really shitty people look like fucking losers, yeah, let's take those videos down instead of the child abuse and the filming of dead fucking bodies. This seems reasonable, and you know what? We're gonna call our platform family friendly. I think the YouTube with the hypocrisy and the bullshit, they're outdoing the clergymen. Fuck, man. Fuck. Not the pedophilia aspect, well, it does sometimes. Did anyone else not remember, like, some guy incurred the fucking adpocalypse because of, pedophilia being explained in the comment section? And yeah, that was actually another part I was talking about. This is rolling into the next section. There was a situation where there were videos of people, like little girls or little boys in gymnastics, or they were doing like fashion shoots or something on YouTube, and people were going and putting timestamps in the comment sections like, ooh, this was a good angle, here or there, around this thing, and old creepy fucks and pedophiles would sit there and go, yeah, this is also a good one. Good job finding this one. So, as a responsible person, or a responsible company, YouTube said, no more of this, but they only said no more of this because the advertisers were leaving and YouTube was losing a fuckload of money. Not because they had an actual consciousness. If they didn't lose money, do you think YouTube would actually give a fuck? No, of course they wouldn't. Fucking YouTube is the drunk uncle at the barbecue who just, like, picks the couple golden children out of the family and go, you're fucking awesome. And then everyone else, kid, uncle, dad, mom, grandma, fuck all them because they don't align with my beliefs or my views enough. Fuck them. And that's what YouTube is, really. It's that drunk uncle in the corner of the fucking party just arbitrarily picking people and out of, like, who are they gonna spoil and who the fuck are they gonna hate on and whose lives are they gonna try and ruin. Because really, YouTube does ruin lives when it takes away someone's channel. And I get that. They could delete this video right now. They could totally do that. They could take down my entire channel. They could give me a community guidelines strike. I don't give a fuck. Because I'm gonna sit here and try and speak as true as possible. Because YouTube needs a fucking awakening. It needs to wake the fuck up. Really, it does. I know it's been getting better, kind of. But, dude, I can't go, like, if you type in YouTube is, the first thing you're gonna see is YouTube is over. YouTube is ending. YouTube is dead. YouTube is dying. And these videos are getting posted within the last half of a year in 2020. I get it, rough year, but still. it just goes to show that people are like, hey, YouTube, fix your shit. And yeah, and with the child pedophilia thing, yes, YouTube did some really good policies. They did. They really did. They did something right. But they were also sitting there slapping around content creators who didn't have children in their, videos, and they started treating them like kid-friendly channels, so they started deleting comment sections and removing certain features from those YouTube channels. And the people who are on those YouTube channels are like, YouTube, what the fuck? I've never featured a single child in my videos, and I never will. No reason to take away my comment section. And YouTube probably did not listen because those people just aren't making the money. So YouTube doesn't give a shit. YouTube does whatever the fuck it wants, whenever it feels like, and it has no goddamn remorse. Here are two things. I have two options for YouTube, right? Two fucking options. Either A, YouTube equally enforces rules upon everybody to actually have an equal platform, which will never ever happen, especially seeing as the late night talk show hosts who instantly just rise to fame. They cover the front page of YouTube without even really doing anything noteworthy, because those people are going to bring in the money, but also they're going to leave content creators who are doing actually good out of the algorithm, and they're just going to let those actually good content creators die off slowly. And they need to, okay, but back to my two options. Enforce the rules upon everyone, treat everyone actually equally, which, as I just said a couple seconds ago, won't fucking happen because YouTube just wants to make money. It doesn't give a shit about actually being equal to everyone. Never has, never really will, in my opinion, especially with seeing all the hypocrisy and borderline censorship on their platform. And then also, or YouTube just needs to say, fuck it. The rules that we won't enforce upon everyone, we're just getting rid of. And that would include the violence, bullying, harassment, sexual content, and YouTube will become a full-on fucking free-for-all. Honestly, I don't care which way it goes, but just make it equal for everybody. Either make it this clean platform that Susan Wojcicki wants for the perfect place for advertisements to play and for little children to always be, never seeing an actually good comedy sketch or something, which children should not be on YouTube. You should be like 15, 16 before you get on YouTube, in my opinion. I get it. People are gonna get mad or people are gonna get annoyed with me saying that. That's the reason why we have YouTube Kids. It's so children go on that website because the actual YouTube has more mature content that children should not be seeing. Right? But, whatever. YouTube just needs to wake up, needs to sober up and stop drinking, put down the goddamn bottle, YouTube, and make a real fucking decision on, which direction do you want to go? Completely family-friendly, but also enforcing these family-friendly policies upon your biggest creators, no matter how much money they bring in for you, or you need to let it happen and just be a total fucking free-for-all, because, just keep it equal. As long as it's equal, I don't give a shit. Really, I don't. I will accept if YouTube wants to make this super family-friendly, always clean version of itself, or it wants to go to the fucking Reddit version where it's like, okay, if you want to see this section of YouTube, you can join the M-rated section of YouTube. You want to see the, you want to see the kid version of YouTube? Okay, cool, go on YouTube Kids. I don't give a fuck. I think that's what YouTube probably needs to do the most of all, to actually allow good content creators, people like iDubbbz, people like Monkey Jones, people like Filthy Frank, to come back and actually make good, funny content that will revive the site, because when those three guys are around, and when other people like them were around, it was the golden age of YouTube. It was the actually fun time to see YouTube. yes, YouTube has probably risen in popularity. It's probably making more money than ever. But when it comes to an actual content standpoint, YouTube is now just, you know, late night talk show hosts and these super overproduced videos made by multi-million-dollar corporations instead of the good videos back when people would just sit in their fucking kitchens and scream into a microphone for as long as possible before they needed to basically go pass out on the couch from oxygen deprivation. Because that's when YouTube was probably better. And I want that YouTube back, you know? So, yeah, bring back the old YouTube. That's what I would like to see. Or equally enforce the rules, even on your biggest money makers. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be the end of the video, I guess. I will be making more, like, lifetime videos. It's probably gonna be called, like, Lifetime of YouTube or some bullshit. I'm basically gonna turn into much more of a commentary channel, and that's what I'm gonna be shooting for, is a lot more commentary stuff. I'm gonna be trying to dig into someone's ass, probably like, not expose someone, I'll just let, like, Drama Alert or some shit do it, but also give my own opinions. So, like, I might be talking about I'll probably be making a video later today, or at least recording the audio for the John Swan Dream thing, and then the James Charles thing. I know those topics are a couple days old, maybe like a week old, but I also think I'm still going to give my opinion. I think it's important to still voice your opinion even now. I mean, shit, I know people who are still voicing their opinions about the fucking days when we would drop fucking nukes on people because they dropped a few planes in our waters and on our boats. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna be very generous, extremely generous. I'm gonna be a bigger philanthropist than anyone could ever believe. Mr. Beast can't even compete. If you leave a like on this video, because I'm such a generous person, I will fucking give you nothing. Nothing at all. But I am very generous, even by giving you nothing. So yeah, just leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, to set it to all, so you see all my notifications when I upload more content, which will hopefully be becoming more frequent now that I have my mic set up and I have all my softwares set up, or to a better degree. Also, like, leave a comment, just tell me some random bullshit. If you hit the end of the video, type in the comments, I don't know, metal mask or something, or just MM, and then whatever your message is, or MM right at the end. And yeah, just if you tell me whatever, just tell me how your day is going, tell me, I don't know, fucking tell me basically anything. I don't really give a shit. I'll probably interact regardless. And if you have some content for me to cover, or you're like, oh shit, this is going on Twitter today, make a video about it soon before it becomes a dead topic, I'll probably see the comment and be like, okay, cool, let me go check out that content and I'll cover it in the next video. So yeah, guys, see you in the next video, and honestly, just go fuck off till then.